What's going on, guys? I'm that cologne guy E. Actually, I'm a Layton, the scent god, and this is Simply Put Scents. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. I like to share with you all fragrances that most influencers don't even discuss because most influencers aren't influencing.
You ain't lying.
At all. But that's why you come to this channel. I am always here for you all, and my goal is to help you smell your best, but never ordinary. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. So guys, I am excited to share with you a couple of new releases that are going to do damage this fall and winter. One of which is from the brand Kilian. It's the scent which is a re-release, a new release of an old scent called Single Malt. It is now going to be called Old Fashioned. It's going to be packaged in basically the same packaging as Angel Share, Roses on Ice. Yeah. And I'm a fan. Oh, am I a fan of this fragrance? It's very Kilian. To me, this reminds me of what Kilian's fragrances used to smell like. So no wonder it is definitely single malt-ish. It has a single malt vibe, but it's of course reimagined. So it's not the same old, same old. It's not the exact same formula as the previous version of single malt. But I do love this experience because of that wheat scent. There is a wheat note in the new Old Fashioned that kind of reminds me of when you go to a cigar lounge, rip open a really bougie, expensive cigar, unwrap and smell that inner expensive cherry tobacco. That's kind of like what this smells like to me. The wheat note in this fragrance gives off the impression of a malt liqueur, you know, something in that beer family, you know what I mean? And it's really, really, really good. Pure Malt by Mugler, to me, doesn't come across nearly as natural as the malt that I get in Old Fashioned. This is such a realistic interpretation of that booziness that it's just appropriate that it would come from Kilian, because of course, Kilian is the brand for beer, for liqueur, for alcoholic beverages that you can wear on skin. That's Kilian's vibe. Kilian's whole aesthetic is boozy. If I could express or describe the vibe of the Kilian line, boozy would literally be the first word that would come to my head. And I am a fan of single malt, or excuse me, the new single malt called Old Fashioned by Kilian. I wish it were more intense. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this fragrance is it doesn't project, but it lasts on skin. I get around 6 to 7 hours out of it typically. I wish it were more robust and present. However, it's the type of fragrance that if it were too big, too loud, it would probably annoy some folks. I do find that it's a little bit more on the refined side. So if you're someone who doesn't want to wear a heavy dark scent, but loves that experience that dark fragrances offer, they smell more expensive, they smell rich, they smell really, really well made. And that is, Old Fashioned is no exception to that. If you like that style of fragrance, I definitely think Old Fashioned would be a killer in your collection. Again, it's not a loud experience, but it's a very expensive smelling experience. And the fact that it's going to be in Kilian's least expensive line is actually a good thing, in my opinion. This fragrance used to sell for like $400. I think you used to have to buy this fragrance with the coffret when it first came out. So it was definitely above $350. Now you can purchase this perfume for 50 ml for, I believe, like less than $250. So it's a huge, huge, huge drop in price from when it was first released. I don't know, like I find this fragrance to be really interesting. The wheat note in this fragrance smells so realistic. It's like you have like a type of bread on you. Like it's like I can bite into this wheat that's on this fragrance. It's a very realistic experience, but the wheat in this scent almost makes me imagine tobacco. like a very, very realistic tobacco. Let me see, what's in Old Fashioned? So Old Fashioned has wheat, Davana, cedar, immortelle, styrax, and Tulo balsam. So it's a very resinous, woody, dark scent. It almost gives you the impression that there might be patchouli in here. No patchouli at all. Really beautiful though. I don't get so much florals, but of course the Davana and the immortelle in this scent will work to add depth. I think this fragrance is beautiful. I think I appreciate this more than I appreciate Angel Share, because to me, Angel Share is Ombre Narguilé by Hermes, just made for people who want something a little easier. There's nothing that reminds me of Old Fashioned. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really, really like this scent. Not only is it very attractive to experience, not only does it smell expensive, but it doesn't smell like other perfumes by other brands. This is absolutely Kilian personified in a bottle. You know what I mean? That's why I think I like it a lot also. It's killing me. So yeah, the new fragrance from Kilian, it's called Old Fashioned. I want to share with you my screen so you get an idea what this fragrance looks like. This is considered an ambery, warm, spicy fragrance on Fragrantica. Of course, Fragrantica is horrible when it comes to new scents that are popular from popular brands. Like, people always just naturally have to knock it because people are bored and people are just insane on Fragrantica these days. We can ignore their stupidity. This fragrance shouldn't be below a 4. Honestly, it should not be. It smells that attractive. And because it's something that is obviously not available outside of the Kilian line, I think that this fragrance is worthy of owning just because of its uniqueness alone. And the smell is just beautifully sexy, in my opinion. If you ask people what it smells like, it doesn't smell like none of this to me. It doesn't remind me of whiskey at all. It smells better. Bottom line, this fragrance is very, very beautiful. If you are a fan of single malt, I definitely think you will absolutely be pleased when you get your nose on Old Fashioned. It is not to be played with, guys. It is really, really a sexy fragrance that will work really well. Not like in a club situation, but definitely more of like a lounge vibe. Definitely more of a lounge experience, a bar scent. If you wore this to a bar, you're gonna do damage. That's just it. It's just gonna absolutely kill in a bar setting.